I was thinking, well, you know, I'm nobody, right? I don't have the backing of any large groups. I'm not famous. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just some guy. Uh, Probably not going to be able to expect a whole lot from her. I got a response from her within 5 minutes. Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video to talk about this envelope here. This has kind of been a long thing coming. I've been putting this video off for a really long time. But there's a story behind this video, or this envelope here, and that is sort of coming after several years of me intentionally not being a paid member of any large, like, nationwide gun rights advocacy group. I've never been a member of the NRA, for example, and that was specifically so that people couldn't pigeonhole me into this whole, well, you're with the NRA and therefore you're blah blah blah, whatever the excuse they want to come up with to explain away my positions, rather than actually think about them and evaluate them based on their merit. So let's talk about Gun Owners of America and why I have this envelope here. Several years ago, I started working on a bill for the Texas legislature. Before 2 sessions ago, so this is roughly about 4.5, 5 years ago. I had done a fairly large amount of research on this whole idea of guns and K through 12 schools, and whether it would be a good idea or not to allow people who are legally able to carry everywhere else to be able to do so in schools, whether their parents or their visitors or their staff members, not just teachers, obviously including teachers, but the IT people, the custodians, the administrators, the office managers, everybody. If they can carry somewhere else, they should be able to carry in the schools. And I sort of grappled with this because while I was obviously pro-rights, pro-gun rights, pro-freedom, that kind of thing, I wasn't sure on this. So I did a lot of research and I just decided that was actually a good idea. And in fact, it's been the law of the land in 4 states for quite some time now, and I had no idea. Most people don't know that. That's actually irrelevant to the story. I'm sort of rambling. At a certain point, I decided it'd be a good idea to go ahead and get started on this, so I reached out to a legislator, or at least his office, and his chief of staff worked with me to draft a bill. It took a long time to get this bill back. I went through and I made a bunch of changes, and pretty much got it the way that I wanted to. But then I needed to get it introduced. And I had called a whole lot of Texas legislators to try to get this thing filed. But obviously it's something of a controversial nature, so couldn't quite get anybody to jump on it. And then one day, slightly before the last session, Gun Owners of America decided to expand their operations in Texas, and they brought on board Rachel Malone as the Texas director for Gun Owners of America. And I saw that on Facebook, and I reached out to her. And I was thinking, well, I'm nobody, right? I don't have the backing of any large groups. I'm not famous. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just some guy. Probably not going to be able to expect a whole lot from her. But I got a response, and this was a Facebook comment that I left her. I got a response from her within 5 minutes. And then we started talking through messages. And she liked the idea of my bill. And not only did she take it and run with it, but she included me in the process. She really coached me. She brought me to a bunch of different places and gave me guidance on how to conduct myself in those places, how to reach out to certain people, who to reach out to. And she managed to help me get it picked up by one of our Texas state senators this last session, and it actually got filed. Now, it didn't pass. It didn't even make it out of committee. It got assigned to a committee. But the fact that it got filed at all, and even mentioned in testimony for another bill by that senator, is an enormous leap forward. Now, this video is not about the bill. This video is about how somebody in a high position in a very large nationwide gun rights organization that's been on the national news listened to one guy and took him seriously. And that spoke volumes to me. Because I've reached out to some other organizations about some ideas of mine, including this one. Some large organizations. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to disparage anybody. Everybody sort of has their strengths and weaknesses. But I never got responses from any of them. I mean, aside from Open Carry Texas. But that's a grassroots organization. It's very small. It's Texas based, and I've been involved with them, not as like leadership or like an official member or anything like that, but I've been involved with them since their founding. But no large organization was willing to even have a conversation with me, much less take on my idea and try to make it reality. Gun Owners of America, Rachel Malone, they did that. So, let's open this up. Let's see what's inside, because I have no idea. I've been holding off on opening this until I made this video. And I've gotten several other envelopes up there from them that I haven't opened because I refused to open them before I opened this one. Here we go. Let's see what's in here. Okay. Well, we got a sticker. I've got a hair. That's married life for you. Got a sticker. That'll go right next to that guy right there. I'm sure I'll find another spot for it though. And look at that. I'm card carrying now. I got a little card. Gun Owners of America, 2019 member. Reserved for, and it's got a spot for me to put my name. That's happening. I'm putting my name right there. Let's see. Thank you for supporting Gun Owners of America. And a big long letter. Sending out mailing each month with regular updates on legislation and issues. This is Gun Owners are issued, our newsletter, The Gun Owners, is issued 6 times per year and will be included approximately every other mailing. Okay, so I'll have to look in those envelopes for that. A renewal period begins in November. Your current membership is good through January of 2020. So, right now it's September. I got this back in March. That tells you how much of a procrastinator I've been working on that. But anyways, so November I'll have to make sure that I re-up on this. Okay, so thanks to your support, GOA lobbyists pound the pavement every day in Washington, D.C. and in state capitals around the country, working to defeat bad gun laws and to pass pro-gun legislation. I can personally attest to that. Again, on the behalf of GOA, I welcome you as a member and invite you to join with us and our members all across America in preserving and defending our right to keep and bear arms. Sincerely, Eric Pratt, Executive Director. I joined Gun Owners of America because they listen to individuals and not just large groups with lots of power and influence behind them. They listened to me individually, and they pushed forward the idea that I had and the bill that I had, and they worked with me directly. And I will forever be grateful for that, and they will have my support. So I urge everybody watching this video to also join Gun Owners of America and support that effort, and together we can all make a difference, because we have to. We have to, for the future and for our kids and for ourselves and for liberty and everybody else. Good talking to you guys, and I will see you next time. Thanks.